Good day, ladies and gentlemen. It is Friday afternoon, and it is the 12th of July. Yes, 1:36 in the afternoon, and Carol and I just came back from MEC, which is Mountain Equipment Co-op up in Barrie, because Carol needs a pair of hiking poles because she's going on a hike coming up. So we went up to do that. I ended up buying another pair of hiking pants and a new color. And they look awesome. I bought some more of those waffle things, about 4 of those for my next trip. Oh, and a new buff. So I got a few things while I was there, and Carol is still deciding on which poles she likes, because there's like cork handled ones and non-cork handled ones, and every one of them has like a pro and con. So anyway, something I neglected to tell you guys quite a few weeks ago. So when I went up to do the dollar store video, I started to go and the van was running fine, but it felt like something was holding me back and I couldn't quite figure it out. And I thought it was just, that same transmission issues that we've been having. So, but the van was going into third gear, fourth, fifth, sixth, which was great. So I got to the 400, zipped up the 400. And as I got off the highway the off ramp, I smelt smoke. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to shoot this video, and now my car is smoking. And so I made my left turn onto Maple View, and I was coming up to the Walmart Plaza to turn into where the dollar store is. And the guy beside me goes, your car is on fire. And I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to pull into the parking lot. So I got into the parking lot and opened up the trunk just to check, or open up the hood just to make sure nothing was burning inside my car. So it turns out that the front brake calipers seized onto the rotors, and that's what was smoking, and that's what the smell was. My belief was that it was my transmission having its same old issues. So we pulled in, checked it. I couldn't quite figure it out, but I needed to shoot that video. So we shot that video. I think on the next day in the morning when I went for a walk, I got back to the van and I drove over to a transmission place. I can't remember if I talked to you guys about that or not. I think I did. So I think I did talk to you guys about that. But I didn't tell you the other part of that story, which was the brakes, because I didn't know at that time. So recently, when I talked to Steve and told him some of the issues with the van, he goes, those vans are notorious for the calipers locking up onto your rotors. And so yesterday I took it to a mechanic that's close by, and I'm like, dude, I said, if you can just check, because sometimes it's the pins that don't release the calipers to open up again when you're not braking. So your pads and your rotors are very, very close and almost contact. And then when you apply your brake, then it squeezes it and helps you stop the vehicle. When it's seized, the caliper itself they're just old, and they just seized onto the thing. So you were accelerating with the brakes on, and that was the smoke from the disc brakes on the pads, and that's where the smoke was coming from. So I took it to a gentleman yesterday, and he gave me a great deal, and so we fixed it. And so yesterday, I took it in yesterday morning, and he said, he goes, first time ever, I got the parts within 20 minutes. And so I said, I don't want the rotors replaced. I'm not sure how much longer this vehicle is going to last, but I wanted to do it as cheap as possible. So get the cheapest rotors, pins, and brake pads. You needed new brake pads because they were burnt. They weren't right down to the metal yet, which was good, but they were going to be there eventually. And chances are, I bet that's how some car fires start, is that people don't realize that the brakes are stuck, and you're driving down the highway at 100 kilometers an hour, and the heat intensity. Like when I went for a drive on Wednesday and I came back, as I walked past the car, I could feel the radiated heat coming off the side of the wheel. And it was both front wheels, back tires, no problem. Front wheels, burning hot. So I took it to him, just said, please just give me a quote. I left it with him, started my way home, and I got a phone call saying, yeah, we could fix it for this much money. And I'm like, okay, that's doable. Because I want to make some more videos with Rusty within the area. I'm not going to go too far, I don't think. So again, when I was driving it, it just felt like something was slowing me down all the time. As soon as my mechanic fixed it, it just felt like, oh my gosh, like you just, as soon as you took your foot off the brake, the car just wanted to go. You know how you when you take your foot off the car, it's because it's in gear, it just wants to go. So when I picked it up, like I said, when I took my foot off the brake, you could just feel that it was, it's like, it felt such a relief. And so I drove it back home because we had to go to a concert last night. There's like a summertime concert list that happens every Thursday night in Newmarket. So Paul and Sonia, Paul's sister, Marc-Andre, Paul's nephew was there, and then Carol and I went down. So they phoned me at 4, so I went and picked it up, and then I just drove it home, and it was driving amazing. Rusty was driving amazing. Dropped the car, went to the concert, had dinner, and got back late, probably like 11 o'clock at night. So this morning I got up, tried the battery. It was still at like 11.8 something. And then I started it because a lot of you guys said, while the engine is running, put it on there. And it was at 13 point something. So I believe that means the alternator is doing its job. Chances are the battery just won't hold the charge for a very long period of time. But every day I've started it up just to make sure. So I took it for a nice little drive around the area today. And again, it was just driving perfectly. No engine light, no ABS, no warning signs whatsoever on the dashboard. So I don't know, fingers crossed for the next video. Right now I'm going to be cooking up some chicken thighs for my lunch, late lunch, early dinner. I want to eat early today and then not eat again until tomorrow. So I'm going to eat like 7 chicken thighs with that peri-peri powder mixture on it. So it's going to be amazing. The stove is ready. Carol's got her lunch going. Scrambled eggs, blueberries, yummy.
Yum, yum.
So I have to, I think I like flipping them over at like 20 minutes.
20 minutes, counting down.
$164. Supposed to be 165. There you go. That's just depends on where you put the thermometer, I guess. Yeah, we're good. Lunch is served. Chicken all done, bones in the composter. Let's go drive Rusty. He's not there right now, but he's over here. These two things were off the last time I took them out, but they're back on again, so not sure why. Well, I got my full range of gears. Everything seems to be fine. The engine lights come back on, the ABS and the anti-traction or anti-skid, whatever it is. So those things are come on. After I picked the car up, no lights, no warning lights, whatever. This morning when I started it and went for a drive for about 20 minutes, no warning signs at all. Started up to take you guys for a little drive, and 3 lights come back on. And what's really interesting is everything seemed to be running smoothly after the battery died. So it'd be interesting if we disconnect the battery for an hour, hook it back up, if it will clear all these warnings, and I can drive it no problem for the day. I don't know, it's another experiment we'll try. Maybe tonight, I don't know. I'm gonna park Rusty and I'll take the Atlas, because that seems to be running smoothly. And thanks for coming along with me today, guys, and we'll see you again in the next video. Thanks for tagging along. Bye.